Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Devin with Freckled Mom. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, hey, make sure if you like this video, you give it a big thumbs up. Also, when you subscribe to my channel, you can see when I upload a new video. Today I'm showing you two different kinds of memo boards made from Dollar Tree items. We're going to cut the foam boards for both projects right now. So these are two foam boards from the dollar store, and I'm just measuring. You guys know me and measuring, so I am speeding this up. But there's your measurements. They are 16 by 20 inches, both of them. And then I cut three 1-inch pieces. One's for the back of the board, and then two are for the front of the board. So you're going to have 6 1-inch pieces and two 16 by 20-inch pieces. So now we're just gonna measure these out so you can see I put one on the back of each board. See that? So you can hang it, or you can, when you put push pins in it, it's a little bit spaced out from the wall. And this is just some hot super glue and seashell glue. I had a little brain fart there. Sorry about that. And then these are boxes from the dollar store. Again, these are all dollar store items. And I just painted it with some paint I had around the house. I'm going to be using this in my new craft room, craft nook. And you guys haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to be showing you guys it very soon. It's almost completely put together. I have a few things left to do, but here I am just painting it with that pretty pink. It's kind of, I don't even know the name of this color because I got it on clearance for like $10. Somebody had got it messed up and they returned it to the store, and now it's mine. And I love this color. It's just different. So here I am measuring out the boxes. I'm going to hang the boxes from the board, which you'll see as we go along. But you don't have to measure as much as I do. I just have a little bit of OCD. I like things to be, spaced out perfectly, and, you could just do it visibly if you have a good eye for it. And what I'm doing is measuring so I can put like some kind of holder in between those slats to hold it onto the back of it. So I made measurements to make 4 holes for each box, if that makes sense, but you'll see what I'm doing. So now I'm just going in with a little razor blade, and I'm just making little holes in the board. Remember those 1-inch pieces? Now you're going to take whatever paper you want, and you're going to make a bunch of different strips, and this is to cover up those 1-inch pieces. My idea was to make it look like wood on the top and the bottom, but then I ended up using really pretty paper. So you could use like a wood colored paper or whatever you want. And you're gonna just put it right on top of those 1-inch pieces that we cut. And that was me just trying to figure out how to line it up. I don't know what I was thinking. I was having a little brain fart. I did paint the 1-inch pieces that pretty pink color just in case it showed through the paper. But you could just buy a white foam board or whatever color you wanted. That was just my idea. And now I'm just Mod Podging the strips to the foam board. Again, this is just the paper I picked out, and I wanted just to have a little bit of variation, a little, border kind of thing for the top and the bottom. So I did Mod Podge on the bottom, and then I waited like 20 minutes, and then I did Mod Podge on the top, just so it was super secure. If you see here, I painted the board because I didn't want black. I wanted like white. And so anyways, I painted it with like a primer. You could just buy a white board again. And this I am rolling on chalkboard paint. So that's what this first board is going to be for the memo board. It's a chalkboard. And so obviously the chalkboard paint was something I had laying around the house, not something you buy at the dollar store. So this definitely will add into your cost, but it's so cute. So if you don't have chalkboard paint at home, you can buy this at, any hardware store. And I used a Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint, but I think there's a couple different brands. I'm not sure. I'm going to put it in the description because it might not be Rust-Oleum. I'm going to put it in the description because it's something that I love. I think it works really good. And here I'm just kind of adding like embellishments, like I'm doing a little bit of ribbon on the side, and I put that board at the top, you can see, and you can still see my little holes for where the boxes are gonna go. So I'm just kind of piecing it all together now. And if you can see that when I painted the chalkboard paint, it bent the foam board, and I thought I could bend it back, and I can't. Well, I didn't, and you'll see what happens, what I end up doing. And so right here, it's just that same glue I was using earlier, the seashell tacky glue thing. I think it's a really secure glue. I enjoy it. It's it's not hot glue, so you definitely have to let it dry when you use it. You could use hot glue if you wanted to. I was just trying to have it more secure because I was going to be putting things in the boxes. So here I'm just digging down in those holes just to, make sure I have the holes completely through. And I'm lining up my boxes again. And if you can see, I have a little like bread wrapper kind of thing. I can't twist tie. And I'm trying to use that to secure the box, and that was a bad idea. So I ended up getting some floral wire, and that's what I'm using now. And I'm just trying to finagle it through the hole and the slats, and then putting it through the back. So that was the easier way, was putting it through the back, then putting the box on top of the wire, and then feeding the wire back through the other side of the box. A little difficult to try to explain to you guys, but I think you can see what I'm doing here. And this is my first time making this project, so if you have quicker tips or easier tips, please put it in the comments, because I'd like to make more of these for the kids' rooms. I think it would be really cute, now that they're doing remote learning and they're home more often, so we can maybe put some chores on there, or maybe a nice motivational saying for the day. These memo boards are just so adorable, and you could really do so much with it. So here I'm just twisting the back. I wasn't sure exactly what was going to be the best way, so I just twisted them up. And they are working just fine, so I think that was the right way to go. And then I am just clipping off the wire, and if you can hear, that's the puppy behind me with the bone, so it's a little loud. And I am, again, just doing the same thing for the second box and twisting it up. It was a little sharp, so I'm going to show you what I did. I didn't want it to scrape my wall. I also didn't want to, oh, there's Miko. This is a puppy. He's so cute. And so I didn't want it scraping up the wall or cutting somebody, so I just put a little bit of hot glue on the back and then put a little bit of painter's tape and just made sure nothing stabbed through and nobody was going to get hurt with this. Now here was my fix for that crease. I just went and got a canvas that I had at the house, and I did the same thing. I painted it with the chalkboard paint, and now I'm just gluing it, hot gluing it, and E6000 right to the board I made and covering up that crease, and it definitely works, so I can now write on it. I did get a little bit of glue on the actual chalkboard. You can see there where I'm trying to rub it away, so make sure you don't do that because that definitely impeded it. So now I'm just putting the chalk on it, and this is what you need to do. I just did a little reverse there because I thought it was cool, but anyway, sorry. So you just want to put the chalk on it, wipe it off. I don't know how many times you need to do it. I did it a couple times just to make sure. I also did it around the edge because I painted that, in case I want to write something on the edge or do some kind of design. And then you just wipe it off, and that gets it ready. So that way when you go to write on it for the first time, it doesn't stay on it. I definitely wanted this functional so I could use it repeatedly and keep erasing whatever I write on it. Like I said, this is going in my craft room, and I want to be able to write notes to myself or maybe something I need for the store later on in the day. So I definitely want it functional. And look how cute that is. Oh my goodness, it is so cute. I love it so much. I have it sitting right next to my computer. I have my chocolate, a little bit of flowers. Oh, it's just adorable. I love it so much. See my new coffee cup? I love it. Okay, now we're on to the second project. Again, another memo board. We're using the same paper, but in a different color. So we're gonna do the same thing we did last time. We're gonna cut out 1-inch strips so we can Mod Podge it to those 1-inch strips you cut from the foam earlier at the beginning when we did all the cuts for all the foam.
Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others.
I love memo boards, but they are so expensive. So this was definitely way cheaper.
You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you.
Again, we're doing the same thing we did before. We're laying out the pieces on the foam we cut out, and we're gonna just use some Mod Podge, do a layer underneath the paper, and then we're gonna do another layer over the paper once it dries.
On fire. You set my world on fire.
When I was shopping for pieces for my new craft room, I saw so many different colors and I wasn't sure what I was gonna go with, and I ended up going with like a blush Glam. That's the name of the paper that I got, and I really love this color. So it's a lot of pinks and golds and whites, and I think all the colors came together so nice. So once my craft room is done, I'm gonna show you guys because I definitely think it came out so cute. So before, I was in my dining room that had been transformed into a craft room, and it was just so big, and I thought it was actually too much room. I know, you're probably saying, like, how can you have too much room for a craft room? But it was just like the way it was laid out, it wasn't very useful. So I wanted to try it in a different area.
I want you for myself every single day.
I bought this roll of corkboard paper at Michael's, but I've seen it at the dollar store before in like a smaller sheet. So you can get that if you wanted to stay within Dollar Tree items, but I wanted to get this whole roll so that way I could make more. So I just measured it to the 16 by 20 that we had cut for the foam board, and I'm just cutting it up and making sure that it fits before I glue it. And I'm going to be gluing it with a mixture of all the paints of the glues that I've been using for the whole project. So it's a little bit of E6000 and that tacky seashell glue.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors.
Right here, I'm not using hot glue, so you're definitely going to want to put something heavy on top of the corkboard paper to hold it down until the glue dries.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors.
Now here I put another piece of foam on the back of the board just so when you're putting in push pins you're not going to make marks on the wall or whatever it's up against. And I just did again E6000 and some hot glue and stuck it down, made sure it was good and secure before I started with the next part. So this is just some regular ribbon, no rhyme or reason to it. I did try to find ribbon that had, matched the colors of my craft room, and I was making marks here about every 2 inches. Again, this is my first time making a cork board, and I wasn't sure exactly what to do. If you have a better idea, please put it in the comments. Let me know, because this was a little time consuming. I think you could just really eye it. You could just look at it and try to put it out, but again, I have a little bit of OCD and I like things to be perfect, so I did every 2 inches, and then I just laid out the ribbon, and I'm gonna do like a crisscross pattern. So you'll see as we're going, but it really ends up being, when they're spaced out, about 3 inches spaced out.
You set my world on fire.
I'm just hot gluing the edges. I'm not really paying attention too much because I'm going to put a border around it, but if you're not going to put a border around it, then definitely, make better cuts than I do. But I'm putting a border around it, so I'm not too worried.
I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on.
I didn't think this through before, but I ran out of ribbon. So definitely make sure you have enough ribbon. And then once I found a ribbon that I liked, I ran out of that ribbon too. So it looks okay because they're all in the same kind of color family. But definitely make sure you have enough ribbon to do this project before you start it.
I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be.
Now you can see I'm starting with the crisscross pattern. And if you didn't measure it, I don't know if it would look as nice. I think it would be a little silly if it wasn't measured right. So that's why I measured it, but I think it came out just so cute, and this is just an easy project I thought would be good. It's a snowstorm here, and it's just, something to do around the house. And like I said, you could make this for your kids' room, for your office, for your craft room. And it just came out so cute, and it's functional. And that's what I like. I like things that you can make, but you still use them.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do?
I have some plain white push pins, and I'm going into the center, and I'm just pushing it down, just so it has, a little extra detail to it. And it holds it down too, so it gives it a little bit more security.
You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire.
Don't forget our 1-inch strips that we Mod Podged. So we have those. And before we put it on, I'm gonna put some ribbon on the sides. Same thing I did with my chalkboard. Like I said, it's going into my craft room, so I want it to, match and look cohesive in the room. So I'm just putting some hot glue on the edges, and then I'm putting another little pin just to give it a little bit more security. You're not going to see that pin because we're going to put those 1-inch foam pieces on the top and the bottom. Again, I had wanted it to look like it was pieces of wood holding it down, but then I put the decorative paper. So if you're going to do this, you can do decorative paper or maybe, a faux wood look, and I think that would look really nice with it. And the same thing, it's just hot glue and that seashell glue to hold it down, and make sure it's dry before you put it on the wall. You could use a little hanger. I used a little bit of twine, but you can do whatever you wanted. And look how cute that is. Oh my goodness, it came out so adorable. I love it so much.
My heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away.
I hope you enjoyed this video. I love cute projects that are inexpensive. I have videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so make sure you hit that bell and subscribe if you want to be notified. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're inspired to try your own DIYs. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Freckled Mom. Have a good night. See you soon.
I don't know what it is you do. I just want